allowed the lands to be messed up by your good friends here. Galamsey. It's a terrible thing. Now, I'm happy for the minister. My worry is the people he will work with in his office, the chief directors and those below in the middle management. Because, the chief directors, some of them have been there for many, many years. And if they have other political leanings, they make your work difficult. It's important that he can identify them and do something about it. Can you remember when the former minister went somewhere, came back to the ministry, and people were dancing after people were complaining about their haircut? They were dancing. All the workers, the employees came downstairs to dance. Can you believe that? Are these the people he's going to work with?
The dancers?
Good God. So it tells you that their political alienation is different from what he's going to bring. So he needs to work hard on that. Not only on that ministry, all the ministries. There was a time when the chief director in a particular ministry was able to stay there, and 7 ministers lost their jobs there. The chief directors, all of them should go on the refresher course, so that if they are not in tune with what has to be done, they need to know what to be done, especially in policy arrangement. They need to have a policy minister, somebody who can supervise the policies. It's very important. That's where the money disappears.
So looking at the staff.
Yes.
All right. So those are the thoughts of my guests on the performance and the utterances of the minister designate for the finance ministry.
You talk about reintroducing the road toll.
Yeah, road tolls. You're happy to see them back?
Yes. Because when Professor Kamins came, of blessed memory, he increased the road toll. Nobody complained. And he used it to provide lights for the motorway. So that some bad elements came and destroyed all those things.
So the road tolls, yes.
Now when you see the road, it's in bad shape.
Yes, very bad shape.
Very, very, very bad shape.
So the
drivers were not complaining. All of a sudden, somebody appeared today with cancelled road toll in the name of e-levy. And e-levy were not in support of it. And that person, what will happen to him? Causing financial loss to Ghana.
And not only that, a lot of people who were employed there were disability persons. All of them had to lose their jobs. PWDs, what are you going to do with them? I mean, how cruel can these guys be sometimes?
So a lot of issues around money issues, road tolls, and all that stuff. So let's see how Mr. Dr. Forson does, should he be approved. He was not the only person who was there. We had the president's nominee for the energy ministry, Mr. John Jinapor, who has revealed that Ghana's energy sector debt has ballooned to $3 billion. The increase from $2.1 billion is primarily attributed to unaccounted power sales. He made these comments when he appeared before the Appointments Committee of Parliament yesterday. He also spoke about the Energy Sector Levy Act, which has been instrumental in settling a portion of the interest on the principal debt. Let's listen to Mr. John Jinapor when he faced the committee yesterday.
In office as of 31st August 2017, the debt in dollars was 2.1 billion. As at yesterday, the outstanding debt is a little over $3 billion. It is true that some PPAs were signed during our time. It has some take-or-pay clauses. Even under the MPP, they've signed about 6 PPAs. All of them with take-or-pay clauses. AXA 370, AXA 370, AXA 900, Senate 110, Tema LNG, which is the most expensive LNG. All of them under the MPP regime, just like the NDC regime, has take-or-pay. And take-or-pay in the energy language is what we call capital recovery. As to whether these take-or-pays contributed to these debts, I've done a careful analysis of the debts. If you take the gas debt, for instance, our contractual volume with ENI is 270 MMscf. For 4 years now, they've been supplying 340 MMscf. So we are consuming way and above our contractual volumes. So take-or-pay couldn't have been an issue. If you take most of the debts, a chunk of them are power delivered, sold, but revenues not collected. When we're leaving office, what you call the ATC&C, that's the aggregate technical collection and commercial loss, was 22%. At the transition committee, it came to light that it's ballooned to 40%. And so out of every 100 Cedi you sell, 40 Cedi is unaccounted for. And that is largely due, or that's what largely accounts for this huge debt.
Well, he didn't just talk about debts, he also spoke about ECG. Our favorite people. He's outlined a 6-month timeline to establish a comprehensive framework for the involvement of a private sector player in the operations of the Electricity Company of Ghana. So now, he spoke at the Appointments Committee yesterday and reiterated the importance of transparency and expert input in the process. This is Mr. Junapor talking about ECG matters.
We believe there should be private sector participation. What we intend to do is to form a 7-member committee chaired by technical experts, legal experts, financial experts, and some industry players, and even somebody from the consumer side. What we want them to do is to get us a framework, looking at best practices. Would the concession approach work, or a full privatization work? We will stay off as politicians, let them get the framework in a more transparent, open, frank manner. Then, when we get the buy-in of Ghanaians, then we can set the standards using an RFQ, an RFP, and then a competitive tender process. Let me make this clear. We are not going to do sole sourcing when it comes to the ECG private sector participation. Competitive tender process with some element of private sector participation using local content, and then we set the KPIs so we make progress. And so we are clear in our minds what we intend to do. The preliminary work we have done is that my target is to push for 6 months, but I do not want to stampede the committee if I'm fortunate to get your approval. But give and take within this year, we should be able to do that, because there are lessons that we've learned from the previous concession, and so that will be the building block. But like I said, we want to do that in a very transparent, open manner and get the best for this country.
Okay, so possible privatization of ECG, and then energy sector debts has gone up to about $3 billion. Thoughts, Professor Bruce?
Yeah, I think first of all we have to appreciate his thoughtfulness. When you listen to him, it's like he's really gone to study in a manner that will help him to function in the energy ministry.
Yeah, I got the impression that he was very detailed.
He speaks professional language, and everything shows that he's actually a professional person in that area. So we can't so much on him. What he made that he is going to form a committee, including all those people that he has mentioned. Is to consult that this is how do we go about this. You know, these are our losses. How do we prevent the losses in order to make money for this company to make us all enjoy life 24 hours throughout the year? So if we all agree, and whatever is brought, we will back you. So it's about consensus seeking. Then after you've given their mandate, then you implement it, you get approval. So we pray that it will happen. And then he has identified the lapses where they are not making
privatization of ECG.
So if privatization will come in, and there will be, it is open for all. If you have the muscle that apply, I will give it to you. That will also be another area of interested personnel, both Ghanaians and non-Ghanaians, putting in their application. So if I'm able to win this contract, it also opens a way for me to employ people. And so we are creating the avenue for fair play and equal opportunities for everybody. Like he's saying, there is not going to be sole sourcing. So if he starts this way, I think the energy sector will be improved. And mind you, light is the only thing we rely on now. If there's light off, you see how we all became aggressive and anxious and frustrated.
We need power.
We need power. Industry needs power. Everybody needs power. Babies in incubators, they need power. Our hospital, everything. For you to get water in your home, you need power.
Yes.
So if we understand the general implication of us contributing to making sure that ECG has enough revenue so that power can flow.
Yes.
Why not?
Without power, your outfit wouldn't have looked this.
No.
Well,
Like I'll come in a crumbled dress, and the people say, "What kind of guy is that on your show?"
We need power.
So we need to support him, and it's all for Ghana.
All right.
We can see a sense of resetting coming in, the way we want Ghana to be. We only pray that, as he said, he must get appropriate supporting staff for the job.